Exploring my dominatrix archetype opened up a whole portal for me, one that I really don't think I could have accessed any other way. And now you might be wondering, what does this have to do with me if I'm not even into BDSM? Well, I want you to stick with me because the lessons I've learned through FemDom go way beyond BDSM. So let me give you some context. For a really long time, I was stuck in this good girl archetype, this little box. It's deeply ingrained in a lot of us. It's the idea that setting boundaries or advocating for oneself feels selfish. For me, it felt like I was almost breaking an unwritten rule. I needed to explore the other side of the pendulum. I needed to explore the cruel, the blunt, the unapologetic dominatrix in order to find my middle ground. It was only in swinging that I could come to where I found alignment. Now, what I love the most about FemDom and BDSM in general, really, is that the feedback loop is instant. Now, let me break that down. If you're someone that speaks in code, you're wishy-washy, you struggle to express your desires, how you feel, maybe you haven't even explored what you truly want, which that used to be me, then being a Dom is going to feel really fucking hard because being a Dom requires precision in your voice. It requires a boldness in your being in order for your submissive to submit. The feedback loop is instant. You will immediately know via your submissive whether you are in alignment with your Dom or out of alignment. Now, I'm naturally a pretty confident woman. I'm empowered. If you've ever met me, it's likely something you've noticed about the way that I walk, the way that I talk. I know myself. I think I started my first personal development seminar when I'm 16, and I really literally haven't stopped working on myself since. However, sexually, very different story. I didn't carry that same level of empowerment and embodiment. Sometimes I would entertain a relationship that fed me breadcrumbs, and I'd be like, yeah, give me more. Sometimes I'd pretend I was enjoying something, whether it was a restaurant or a sex position, and I'd pretend, but I really wasn't fucking in it. I wasn't fully enjoying it. How many times have you endured something that wasn't a full body fuck yes? Maybe you've let your boundaries blur just for the sake of peace, because they wanted it. Maybe you've bitten your tongue instead of expressing what you truly desired. I realized that despite all of my self-work, I was still giving my power away sexually and by extension in all other areas of my life, because the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. It's like the typical coach mantra that we always say. So before stepping into FemDom, I was just walking through life with untapped power. I thought I was in control because I was achieving goals and checking boxes, but deep down, my power was being diluted bit by bit every single time I bit my tongue, every single time I didn't speak my truth. So naturally, I enrolled in a FemDom class with Colette Pervet. She's an amazing human. She's a dominatrix with 20 years of experience. She has a PhD in something, and I'm not really remembering what it is. And in our class, she created a distinction around power. She says that kids, they have their power taken away. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. You have to ask when you can go to sleep, whether you can go to a friend's house, right? Our power gets taken away from us as kids, naturally. Now, as adults, we are the ones that give our power away. We are the ones that actively do that by not stating our boundaries, by not living our full truth. Every single time we do that, we chip away at our integrity. The only way that we believe power is taken from us is when we're enrolling in victim mentality. When we're enrolling in victim mentality and allowing people, institutions, or the government to tell us how and what we should be, how and what we should do with our bodies. FemDom allowed me to reclaim a lot of my power. It allowed me to say no without needing to apologize. It allowed me to say yes without hesitation. And it taught me that self-love actually looks like honoring boundaries. Finding and embodying your inner Dom actually paves a path for you to learn your yes, learn your no, and actually feel confident enough to use your voice. Imagine a world where you had so much self-love, so much self-worth that you didn't tolerate mediocre relationships. You didn't tolerate abuse from your boss at work. You didn't dim your light every single time you felt shy in a social setting. You actually allowed yourself to take up space. Now, I'm going to tell you the best news ever. You don't need to be a full-time Dom in order to explore this archetype. And I really hope that this episode gives you the permission to explore what your Dom actually looks like, because she doesn't need to be this woman who's in latex and red lipstick, unless that's your vibe, totally fine. But you're going to find how she shows up in the world, because I do hate that if you type in dominatrix into Google, you're going to get the latex woman. And that doesn't need to be you. So I'm going to give you 3 exercises to begin to explore this archetype so that you feel into who your Dom is. Your first exercise, my favorite, is called the commands practice. So in Colette's class, we had the opportunity to actually have sessions with her submissives. I had 3 30-minute calls with these submissive men, and I would tell them to get into specific positions, to crawl on the floor, kiss the floor as if they're kissing my feet. I had one of them put clothing pins like all over their body and twist them to inflict pain. And it was all negotiated beforehand. It's all consensual. Through this, I learned the power of precision and assertiveness because I'm on the phone. I can't see. I need to be precise to know what's happening. So next time you're ordering a coffee, instead of saying, "Can I get a hot coffee with oat milk?" try, "I'd like a hot coffee with oat milk." And just notice that shift in tone. Just notice. The other day I was at a coffee shop and this woman was ordering and she said, I don't really know what I want. I think maybe the pancakes. Maybe the pancakes? Like, the difference, "I'd like the pancakes, please." The difference is that you actually get to claim what you desire. And for women, it's just, that's a whole thing, claiming what we desire. Now, number 2, second favorite exercise, is to dress the part. When I had sessions with submissives, I didn't wear typical dominatrix outfits. For me, what I feel most confident and flexible in is stretchy clothing, quality clothing. That could mean a kimono, that could mean quality leggings, a fitted top, a flowing top. I like to embody this goddess archetype, and that requires some level of flow. I also love a slick back ponytail. I love the black cat eye. I love red lipstick. I love rings. Like, these are things that bring me into this archetype. So what is it for you? Is it leather and latex? Is it red lipstick? Is it black lipstick? There's no right or wrong. There's only aligned and misaligned. So just give a try of different outfits and see what makes you feel the most confident. Number 3, actually, the last one, is for you to actually play with a sub. This does not need to be inherently sexual, by the way. Just someone who is consenting to take the role on as a sub. Set a timer for 5 minutes, and during that time, the submissive is going to be in service to you. You get to practice your commands here. Pour me a glass of water. Do my dishes. Massage my shoulders. Anything you want. Negotiate beforehand so you know what's in and what's out, but practice for the next 5 minutes telling them what to do. One of my favorite sessions with a sub was a full day of enslavement where he had to do anything I said, and I fucking loved it. I had him do my dishes, get me coffee, massage my feet, literally anything I wanted. I allowed my bossy girl to come out. It's an archetype that honestly, as little girls, we're told not to have because we're told not to be bitchy and whatnot. And in this stifling of us claiming what we want, we end up stifling our ability to lead, because what leaders do is they do command. So my loves, if this has sparked something inside of you, I want you to not stop now. I want you to try one of these exercises. Whether you're commanding with precision, whether you're dressing in a way that makes you feel unstoppable, or you're practicing with a sub, you'll never ever know who your inner Dom is until you actually give her a chance to come out and play. I am so excited to hear how your journey goes. Please let me know which of the 3 exercises you tried. Send me a DM because I'd love to hear how that went for you.